Hi, I'm Lars Daniel, the practice leader of digital forensics at Invista Forensics. I hold certifications in computer forensics, cell phone forensics, and cellular networks and networking technology. I've testified as an expert witness over 30 times in state and federal courts, qualifying as a computer forensics expert, a cell phone forensics expert, a digital forensics expert, a photo forensics expert, and a video forensics expert. I've written a couple books and I've taught hundreds of CLE classes, and I'm excited to have you with me today. Today we're talking about consumer electronics and the Internet of Things, that is the IoT, and we're going to talk about how this evidence is pervading our lives, how we can actually get access to it, and the means by which we can utilize that information, that data, as evidence in actual cases. So let's begin. I like to start this class by talking about the Chinese social credit system, and that may seem like an odd place to start, but the intersection of all these forms of data that we create in the consumer electronics, which are the endpoints that we have, are being utilized in China in such a way that that information is gathered in droves and then used to create a credit score based upon your value as a citizen in that country. It's quite interesting stuff. So let's start here, and you'll see how it ties in later as we move forward. So in China, imagine, if you will, and this is probably coming to us at some point, a system whereby you are valued based upon many different factors and not just the traditional one. If you think of the traditional ones, these would be things like, do you pay your income tax? Do you repay your loans, credit card bills, utility bills, payments of court judgments? Those are inputted into the social credit system, as well as other kind of normal inputs we would expect. Adherence to traffic rules, adherence to family planning limits, payment for public transportation, academic honesty, and volunteer activity, filial piety, and criminal records. But there's also this interesting twist today with the interactions with other internet users, the reliability of information posted or reposted online, and shopping habits. And now if we just back up a half second, the reliability of information posted or reposted online affects your value, your social credit score. How often have we reposted something or seen someone repost something that was fake news? Because even some of this fake news can look incredibly credible. That is a very significant problem today, and we'll delve a little more into that as we go on. But you take all of those inputs, and there are real life impacts for not meeting the standards of a high enough score. So if your score is too low, or it's deemed not acceptable, real implications happen. And these include things like banning you from flying or getting on the train, throttling your internet speed, banning you or your kids from the best schools, stopping you from getting the best jobs, keeping you out of the best hotels, being publicly named as a bad citizen, and unable to secure loans, credit cards, or other types of financial assistance. So these are real things that can occur to you in your life if your social credit score isn't high enough, just like our financial credit score could keep you from getting a good interest rate in purchasing a car or a home. Now, how do they do this? How do they gather all of this information? How are they able to access all this and know it's you doing a lot of these different things that aren't tied to some kind of paper record, right? Or digital record that we would be accustomed to? Well, this is done in many ways by facial recognition technology, which China has adopted full scale. They have 600 plus million AI-powered, artificially intelligence-powered, closed-circuit television cameras that are used to surveil their citizens, okay? These are cameras that are everywhere, and many of them can do real-time facial recognition, so they can see you real-time and know it's you as it does that analysis. And also remember that all they have to do is collect those video feeds, dump it to some big central server, and later can process that data. So even if it's not a smart camera, they could run an algorithm later using software to see the footage that camera had and determine that it was you. So it could be done historically in that means. One interesting way this plays out in China is in the schools. We see here is this article, and we'll read the facial recognition technology in a classroom. Every movement of pupils at Hangzhou No. 11 High School in eastern China is watched by 3 cameras positioned above the blackboard. The Smart Classroom Behavior Management System, or Smart Eye, is the latest highly intrusive